안녕하세요, 쿠키코리아입니다. Today, I want to show you exactly how much I paid at Korean hospitals with actual receipts from 3 real visits. From a simple cold to a neck disc injection to a full-on emergency hospitalization. How much do you think it all cost me? $300? $1,000? Or less than $100? Stick around, I'll walk you through the full breakdown. But before we start, let me quickly answer 2 questions I get asked all the time. First, how are hospitals organized in Korea? There are 3 levels: local clinics, general hospitals, advanced general hospitals. Local clinics are for minor stuff like colds, fevers, or indigestion. General hospitals are for more serious symptoms or detailed tests. Appointments are usually required. Advanced general hospitals are for emergencies or surgeries. They are big universities or top-tier hospitals. Next, can foreigners get Korean health insurance? Yes. If you're staying in Korea for more than 6 months, you are required to sign up for national health insurance. It's mandatory. And honestly, it saved me a ton of money. You'll see how in a second. Now, here's my story. One day at work, I started feeling awful. Sore throat, headache, fever. It wasn't serious, but I didn't want it to get worse. So I just went to a local clinic near my office. No appointment. I just gave my ID, filled out one short form, and waited about 15 minutes. Then I got to see an ENT doctor. She asked a few questions, checked my throat and ears, and prescribed some medicine. And I asked for a vitamin IV drip. How much did all this cost? Before insurance, around $49. The yellow highlighted section shows what I paid out of pocket, and the blue one shows that was covered by insurance. The IV drip. That's where it gets expensive. It wasn't covered by insurance, and normally I wouldn't need it for a cold, but I was that tired that day. So if I skipped it, the total for the specialist visit and prescription, just about $13 before insurance. And there were prescription medicines too. You know how it is. After you leave the hospitals, the bills aren't over yet. As for it, I got 4 days worth of cold pills 3 times a day. So altogether, doctor and prescription medicine without IV drip, I paid about $7 out of pocket. That's it. Not bad, right? Next time though, it wasn't just a cold. It was my neck. And I could barely turn my head. One morning, I woke up and couldn't move my neck at all. The pain was serious. I couldn't even sit up properly. It felt like someone stuck a knife between my spine and was twisting it. I knew this wasn't just slapped in a weird position pain. So I went straight to a nearby local clinic for bones and joints. First, they examined me and then took x-rays. two of my neck and two of my shoulders. The doctor said one of my neck discs is pressing on a nerve, and then he immediately gave me a nerve block injection right in the neck. And guess what? In just a couple of minutes, I could turn my head again. Now here comes the money part. Before insurance, around $235. Let me break it down. It's including consultation, injection, anesthesia, and x-ray. The nerve block anesthesia alone was $164, but my national health insurance covered most of it. So what I actually paid out of pocket? Just about $83. Still kind of a lot, but remember, I walked in barely able to move my neck and walked out turning my neck like nothing happened. But then came the scariest part. It wasn't my neck. It was my whole body, and it started in the middle of the night. It was a long weekend. My friends and I had travel plans. Everything was ready. But one night, I suddenly woke up in pain. Shaking chills, high fever, muscle aches, and a headache so strong. At first, I thought it might be the flu, so I waited. But by the next evening, it felt like torture. I couldn't walk. I could barely see. I knew something was seriously wrong, so I rushed to the ER. They ran a bunch of emergency tests and told I had to be admitted right away. The next thing I remember, I opened my eyes in the ICU. Everything was white. The walls, the ceiling, the machines, it was terrifying. My parents were rushing up from another city. I kept blacking out. At one point, I honestly thought, am I going to wake up again? I stayed in the hospital for 7 days. Antibiotics, oxygen, IVs, blood tests, and constant monitoring. And let me tell you, the food was amazing. Every meal was different. The rice, the side dishes, even the soup. Hospital food in Korea is actually good. When I finally got out, I felt like I'd been reborn. Sure, I missed my trip, but I was alive. And that was enough. But I'll be honest. Still, one question popped into my head. Wait, how much is this going to cost? I'm Korean, but it was my first time being hospitalized, so I was a little nervous about the bill. So before insurance, around $3,250. That includes everything. Doctor's consultation, room, care, meals, injections, COVID test, and DRG. What's DRG? It stands for Diagnosis Related Group. Basically, instead of paying for each test or treatment separately, you pay a fixed price based on your diagnosis. No matter how many tests or treatments are given, kind of like a set menu at a restaurant. So, how much did I actually pay out of pocket? Just $592. Yeah. Insurance covered over 82% of the total cost. Can you believe that? And this was for a full hospital stay, including intensive care. I survived both medically and financially. Whether it's a cold, a neck injury, or even something life-threatening, Korea's medical system is fast, affordable, and reliable. If you're living in Korea long-term, don't be afraid to go to the hospital. It won't bankrupt you. Next time, we'll learn how to describe pain in Korean and go over some must-know phrases for hospital visits. Subscribe for more real Korean you can actually use. This was Bite-Sized Korean, CookieKorea.